Hey.
Hello. Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Passionista Sister Interview. Yeah. Obviously, I'm Haley.
I'm Brittany.
And then we're guest starring our other Passionista, Crystal.
Hi.
Yay.
I have a lemon head in my mouth.
But yeah, no, today we are, or before anything, make sure that you are subscribed to our YouTube channel and give this video a thumbs up. If you like the interview with Red Carter that we're doing today, make sure you're following us on Instagram, Passionista_sisters. Make sure you're doing all that fun stuff. Yeah, today we are interviewing Red Carter. He created the Gabriel's Inferno trailer songs, and I think he's hopefully producing more for Passionflix, so we're really excited to talk to him today. So that's super awesome. He joined our live a couple of weeks ago by coincidence. I think Miss Allie has something to do with that.
Yeah, coincidentally, Allie jumps off and Red comes on, so, you know.
Yeah, so we were like, huh. But we were super pumped that he was able to join us, and he really liked our live and everything, and we've been keeping touch throughout the couple of weeks and just wanting to talk to him and just see if he was up for an interview, and he said, yeah, absolutely. We were like, sweet. So it's our first, like, not just actors, but it's like our first insider of Passionflix, like a member of Passionflix that we get to interview. So that's pretty cool.
Well, and you know he knows stuff. He just can't say nothing.
I know. He can't tell us anything because Allie would kick his butt for that. So but we're really excited to have him. He's just been super cool, supportive of our stuff, and now we get to talk to like a little insider of Passionflix. So really excited. We got a lot of great questions for him though.
We did, which is awesome.
So yeah, I'm really excited because I didn't know that a lot of our followers actually liked him and knew who he was and liked his music and stuff. So I was like, that's cool. So we got some other fans in there. So yeah, because we have a follower, Kathy. She loves Red.
She loves Red.
She got excited. And then she was like, Red follows me on Instagram. I was like, that's so good.
Shout out to Kathy.
I know. Shout out to Kathy. You're in our video. Congratulations. You made it. But yeah. And then obviously Crystal is kind of like our third of the Passionista sisters. She's kind of in the background. She comes in and out every now and then.
What happened was
you work all the time.
All the time. And then when I didn't work, I was in the hospital.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun. But you know. But yeah, no, she's kind of been part of our Passionista sister journey, but she's just kind of in the background, but she's still recognized as a Passionista sister just like everybody else is.
Yes.
So because we're all Passionistas at the end of the day, so that's all that matters.
Ain't that
so because we all sisters,
we stand together.
We make up one big family, but we don't look the same.
Our spots are different colors.
You know, all we're missing is some xylophone abs in the background.
I know. That was the funniest thing. That's the hardest I've laughed in a long time is when Brittany was like, yeah, like Tyler and David's abs are like xylophones.
I can picture it.
Hey, at least David thought it was hilarious. So that
David did comment on it, and he said that it was funny. So
he said it was funny.
At least he finds it humorous. So that's
not creepy.
Yep. I'm so glad you didn't find us talking about your abs inappropriate.
That's creepy. You know, he probably showed his wife and was like, "Look at this. This is funny.
Look at this crap.
Look at them. They're so funny.
Look at this." So you know, it's all right.
Well, I'm gonna pull a Lauren. Should I pull a Lauren?
Oh, is our guest here?
Our guest is here, and he's in the waiting room.
Well, then, without further ado, pull a Lauren and let
I'm
him
gonna-
in.
I'm going to pull a Lauren. All right.
Let him in.
All right.
Not connection.
Can you guys see me?
No, we can
No.
hear you.
We can hear you.
What about now?
Oh! Hey!
What's happening?
How's it going?
Going.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Spooky season.
Good. Yeah, I know it's spooky season, right?
I had to do something, right? We get like such a very little rampway into Halloween this year. I love Halloween, but
Yeah, so we were trying to. I have 2 costumes this year, so
Same. We had 2.
right. And you're gonna wear them and sit at home, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit at work. But yeah.
Nice, nice. Well, okay. So, what are your costumes?
Well, I'm dressing up with my coworker because she has blonde hair, and so I'm gonna be Anna from Frozen, and then I'm also gonna be Mary Jane Watson.
I love
sorry.
it. I love it. I love it. I
Love it.
What
Yeah,
about
so that's on Amazon.
Amazon. Yes.
Amazon.
Amazon, where we get everything?
Yes.
What about you, Brittany, Haley? What are you gonna be?
Brittany, go ahead and spill the beans on
Well,
yours.
I'll spill the beans on mine. I am going to be Samantha from Dirty Sexy Saint.
She froze.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Is that like breaking news? Did we just break some
No,
news?
people have been guessing it, but we've been like, sure, maybe that's what she is. We don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a big secret. Yeah, no, people kind of guessed hers. I think people have guessed mine too, but
Yeah.
I'm going to be Julia from Gabriel's Inferno. I got like a wig and everything.
Oh man,
Nice.
it's a very trip. It's a trip.
It's a
Putting
trip.
out that wig.
I've never put on a wig in my life, and I put this on, and I'm like, I don't know how to work
It
this
took us
thing.
like a good 10, 20 minutes to try to fix it.
Oh my God. You're gonna have to do a video of you guys getting prepped for all this.
Oh, we did. We
Mhm.
did.
Oh.
We did. So we will be
They're
posting
coming.
that later. They're coming. They're coming.
Awesome. You guys, thank you so
yeah.
much for having me on here, by the way. Like, this is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank
What's
you.
up?
Thank
Oh.
you for taking your time, because we were so pumped, because as soon as you popped on coincidentally on our live a couple of weeks ago, we were like, we should interview him. He would be fun to interview. So, and then here we are. So
Here
we're
we
good.
are. Yeah, thanks Allie for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because it was weird, because she was on our live and then she like hopped off mysteriously, and then you came on and we were like, we just talked about you. We were like, wait.
No,
We were like, how did this happen?
no, I'm so glad that she did that, because
Hours.
every now and then I was seeing you guys post and everything, but Allie was like, you have to jump on just real quick and say hi. And I was like, oh yeah, for sure. Let's do it. And I'm so glad I did. Now, like, following you guys, I get all of everything. I get all of your videos, and I think they're hilarious. You guys are great.
Yay.
Yay.
Well, thank you. We try.
We try.
Absolutely.
We try. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, it was Musically, and then they changed it to it's TikTok now. But I think they transitioned from Musically, because I used to have a Musically a couple years ago. It was
Ah,
kind of the same thing, but it was just music, though. It
Yeah.
wasn't like other stuff. So,
hilarious. All of it's hilarious. I love it.
yeah, well, thank you. We keep trying to post more, and then obviously as Halloween rolls around and we're dressing up as our characters, we'll be posting more of those. So
Haley was definitely bloody last night.
I know I made a spoopy one last night. I got the liquid latex from Walmart, and I like ripped open the skin,
Which
and
does
blood
not
and
smell
stuff.
good, by the way.
It smells really
Oh,
bad.
I bet not. You went full in.
I did. I was like, I'm just gonna try it, and I did, and I didn't even scare my boyfriend. I tried to like creep in the office, and he was just like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Hi." Just blood everywhere. Just like,
He's like, can you go back,
back
so
this
I
way?"
could record this weirdness?
He's
Like,
like,
sure.
what's that smell? It smells like plastic.
Yeah.
Great.
It was easy to come off though. It was like satisfying to peel it off. I was like, "Oh, this is nice." I was like, okay, here.
Great.
But
Right.
Obviously, though, we have some questions for you that we want to ask you. That it's a mixture of questions that Brittany and I have come up with, mixed in with our followers that have asked questions too.
Cool.
So the most asked question, it is ours too, is what was your inspiration to call off your ghost?
Wow. I didn't expect that to be the first question. Okay. So
yeah, we're going a home run here.
So yeah, 2016 for me was just a bad year. Like there was just a lot that went down. Like there's a really big publishing deal that kind of fell through at the last minute. There was a pretty big music artist that I was working with that decided to shelve the record that we were working on. And that aside, I had between the months of February and June, I had 6 people that I knew that were either in my family or that were really close friends of mine pass away. And from like all different age ranges, like, you know, some unexpected, a cousin that I was really close with, especially when I was a kid. And I felt haunted. And, you know, I started actually writing that song for a different artist. And during the process of it all, like I think I started in March of that year for writing that song. And I just remember thinking, where's this song coming from? Because at that point I had lost maybe, you know, 1 or 2 people. And I was like, maybe it's coming from there, but it just kept coming and coming. The year just kept kind of unfolding. And when it came time, I recorded the demo, and my producer, like after I was done in the booth, I looked over and he was like weeping, and he was like, dude, he was like, I don't think you should give the song away. Strikes a chord and it comes, it's for you. So I gave it some thought and I was like, yeah, I think you're right. So I kept it. And at the end of the video, if you look, there's a dedication to my family and friends that I lost that year. So that's where that came from.
Yeah. Well, it's a really beautiful song. Like it's like like you said, like it's a hauntingly beautiful song. But yeah, no, just like, cause we wanted to listen to more of your stuff, and we listened to it, and I was like, this song is on repeat in my head because it's just so good. And it like, and so it's good that I'm talking about this too, because literally last night I had just found out I've had 2 deaths in my family this week. And so back-to-back deaths. And so it's like,
yeah, I'm really sorry.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, they were unexpected, but from like a spiritual point of view, they're in a happier place now. They're not suffering anymore. So that's why I'm not as like depressed about it, because I know that they're somewhere else that, you know, so it's
100%. You know, when these things happen, like I'm a total spiritual person. I was raised very religious, but I would say that I'm spiritual now.
That's how I am.
When these things happen, it's just us left here trying to sort it out, right? They're transitioned into something else. And we're kind of picking up the pieces and restructuring what our life looked like. There's like, I hate the term, but new normal. And that's kind of where you have to go in order to assess and to deal and to, you know, heal and move on. Although do we ever move on? I think you continue moving forward, but I don't think we move on. And that's like, that's at the heart of what that song was to me. And you know, it transcends, and I'm thankful that it transcends. Like I've had people that hear it and come up to me and are like, I'm going through a divorce, and this is really like, it's about letting things go. And it's not necessarily just about death. It could be about losing
hardship.
Exactly. So thank you for that.
You speak to people for sure through that song. So it does its job. And I'm glad that you kept it and that you didn't sell it to anybody, because that's your song. It
has so much emotion in it.
Yeah, and it's you. So I'm glad that you kept it.
Thank you very much. My producer Adam is going to be so thrilled to watch this back.
You're like, you did good for letting him keep it. Thank you.
For sure.
It was on like repeat for like 2 hours for me. I'm just like repeating it, listening to it, and I'm just like, Haley was like, what are you listening to? And I'm like, same song over.
Same song over and over again.
That's great. You know, I have, from that year, and I'm glad that we're talking about this, but like I have this whole record of songs that like for me they were too personal, so I didn't really. I released Call Off Your Ghost, but I have like 6 other songs from that time, and I've always toyed around like everyone's like release it, just release it, like so.
Maybe you should do a teaser and see how people feel about it.
That's a good idea.
Mhm.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will. You guys are re-inspiring me. Maybe I'll do it.
Yay! Planting the seed.
Yep. We're all about planting seeds.
Yes, Brittany and I have noticed with us ever since the beginning with Passionista Sisters, if we've spoken something into the universe, eventually
It happens.
it happens. And
Totally.
so we're like, okay, so we're just gonna talk about it over and over again
And
until it happens.
hopefully, it'll
Hopefully.
That's
happen.
good. It's a what? A strength of will. So like you guys are willing it in. So that's great.
Yeah.
I actually had a question for you guys because I'm not sure. How did you all meet? Like I'm sure it's like through connectivity, through like the books and through like passion, but like how did this all happen? I'm just curious.
So she and I have known each other since I was 14.
Yes.
And we're just pushing downhill to 30, so it's been a while.
I turned 29.
But Brittany and I, we actually met on TikTok because I saw her on there, and then I duetted one of hers because I saw that she was finally able to go to PassionCon, and then through that duet, we've just been nonstop talking for like, what, 5 months now? 5, 6 months?
I think it's
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it's been a little longer because I'm pretty sure it's been like since the beginning of the year.
Yeah, it's been a while. So
But we've actually never met in person before.
no. Yeah.
I've been saying that blows my mind. You guys are so like connected. All of like you're so connected.
Oh yeah, if we're not like doing Instagram stuff together, we're FaceTiming each other,
FaceTiming,
we're texting each
texting.
other. We're in like a group chat, and so like we already have like secret like what is it called? Yellow.
Oh, just like we have like secret little like inside.
Language.
Inside,
Yeah.
why can't I get that out
Yeah.
of my mind?
So we do that all the time. So we'll like all call each other and like do our little like inside jokes all the time, and then we just get strange looks from people, and they're like,
So we're really excited. Hopefully, like during PassionCon, we're gonna like meet up a little bit early and hang out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We're trying to get Brittany to move down here too.
Nice. So where is, and that's another question. Where is everyone?
Texas,
Texas.
Texas?
Texas,
Oregon.
Houston, Austin,
Dallas,
Dallas. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been
None
out
of you.
many times.
and then Brittany,
I'm in Oregon.
Nice.
Oregon.
Oregon.
So like 3,000 miles.
And every time we like, she always gets, oh, Portland, and she's like, no.
No.
Funny. That like blew my brain just now that you guys haven't met. You guys, that's really sweet. And you know what? You know, as awful as this year has been, with so much, like it's cool that things like this are happening. Like friendships, strong friendships, because you guys, like you guys, I know that you lean heavily into each other because it shows, and it's really cool that this, at least this, has come out of this world.
Yeah, that's what I think we've talked about a lot. We've had our little like sappy moments with each other, but we're like, at the end of the day, even though COVID does kind of suck, but at the end of the day, there's this pro that came out of it, of this connection, this connectivity, and just like.
And I feel like if you talk every day and you don't like physically meet up for a while, you bond stronger.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
So this came out of it, so it's fine. So it's great.
It's fine.
Like, yay, COVID. No.
Yay, COVID for friendship.
I mean, it sucked that we had to change everything,
But it's okay. We're
Right.
good. All right, Miss Brittany, go
All
ahead.
Well, we'll kind of go into, but any plans for a full-length album?
There are things happening. You know, as a songwriter and a storyteller, because that's ultimately what we are, I don't like to give the length of the project before, because I'm very like autobiographical. One of my like biggest influence, like Adele, someone that's very autobiographical in what they sing, because I think that's how you really connect. So I don't know what I'm going to have to say in the moment until I'm in the studio and recording and writing and finished. I I would say that a large project is in the works. I don't know exactly how long it will be, but it's in the works.
There's something going on.
I've got some other fun stuff happening as well that you guys might hear about.
Ooh.
Now he's planting the seeds.
I know, he's planting the seeds now.
Seed drops.
Yeah, keep us in the loop because we will be super excited about any news. So we'll be super pumped.
Absolutely.
Let's see. When did you first get your start in music? Like, how young were you when you decided to start singing and getting involved with it?
You know, I've always sang, even when I was a kid. It's so funny because no one in my family sings. Like, no one. Actually, we don't know that's for a fact. My dad is like stereotypical, very strong, silent type. We've never even heard him hum or whistle, ever. But apparently when he was a kid, he sang with his sisters. So, like, I have a feeling that my dad can blow, but he's not telling us.
Maybe the secret talent that you don't know.
Not even singing in the shower?
My mom is like, I've never heard him. Like, she's never heard him sing at all. So, like, I have a feeling that he can blow. And it's just really interesting.
He's that quiet kid in class that when they speak, you're like...
Totally quiet, and then when he does speak, it's just like this wealth of knowledge falls out of his mouth, and like it could be melodic and sound great. I don't know, so like it's interesting. I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to pry that out of him. But like, when I was a kid, I was always drawn to music, to shows, again, storytelling. So from a very young age, for sure. When I was a little bit older, I tried out for like the reality shows like American Idol and different things like that, and I got to some degree had some success with that. So I've always done things with music for sure. Yeah. That's
so awesome. Yeah, I tried music in school. I did choir for a long time, and then I was like, okay, I can't.
She's a better dancer.
Yeah, I was like, let me just do dance instead. I'm like, it's still artsy and theatrical, so it's like
I was
fine.
like, acting, but I'm sort of okay.
Okay,
nice.
Fine. It's a little bit.
Honestly, that's the only time that I think I sound good, and then I'm like, I sound like a humpback whale.
Oh my God. It's the reverb in there, the echo, right? It makes everything sound nice and like atmospheric, and then you get out of there and you're like.
Sorry, I have me. Got something in my throat. Whoops. Yep.
Like what?
I didn't sound like that earlier.
I hate like whenever I hear myself singing and then I'm like, this is not what I thought I sounded like.
It's not good.
You know what though? Like if you believe it or not, but like many singers, like myself included, when you hear yourself back, sometimes you're like, oh, really? That's what? Because in your head you're like, oh, I nailed that. It was great. And then, but I'm also super over.
Hard on yourself.
Yeah, very. Like I only hear, like I listen back to things, and for instance, Call Off Your Ghost song means a lot to me. Some of my other stuff, and I hear things that I wanted to do or that we edited out that aren't there, and it's like more aggravating for me listening back to stuff sometimes, just like a little insight. So everyone, like even singers, like sometimes when you hear yourself back, you're like
you're like, is it okay?
These are good questions. These are all your questions?
They're just a mixture of us and our followers. So this
so the followers are in there too. Okay. 10. Okay, I love it.
Yeah.
Life. Like I know it sounds cliche, but life. If I didn't
songs out of life.
if I didn't live it, I can't write about it, right? So I'm also like my friends like all like joke on me or whatever, and my producer sometimes too, because like in life I'm kind of like I'm fun, I like pretty fun, carefree, like I like to laugh, but my music is like very like it can be sad It can be sometimes a downer. But like, I'm very gravitated towards, I think there's a beauty in the melancholy and like the sadder things in life. I think they're so transitional and they can be pivotal moments in your life. And I love to write about those. And I think they can be beautiful moments. So I would say like life and sadness.
Yeah, surprise! It's this.
Right. If you're throwing a party, you probably don't want me to come sing it.
Well, what if it's a Halloween party?
Halloween.
Well, there you go.
Or like something very chill, just.
I can hang with that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I told Brittany that because she was going through a tough time, and I just told her to write because I was like, it sucks, but it's good because I was like, through pain comes a lot of creativity.
Yes.
And so it's like that's where you're most like creative is when you're going through something.
Well, and that's how I wrote my poem when I went through a breakup and we were together for 5 years, and then I wrote a really good poem after it. And so it's like, and it just like practically wrote itself super fast. But I just feel with so many emotions that
and it helps.
I haven't really showed anyone, so
Right. Wow. You haven't showed anyone?
Not even me.
it was just to like try to heal.
Yeah, I totally get that. And it's
I
just
was like, if I show anyone, like I'd have to show her first.
obviously.
And Brittany too.
Yeah, I haven't even told my mom. It's just on my phone in the notes.
No, I mean, this stuff helps us heal. That's what this is, ultimately. Just like I was saying earlier, like I have a whole record of things I tucked away because it cuts a little bit too close. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So sometimes you have that stuff to look back on, and I totally get that.
Yeah.
Good for you for writing the poem.
Yeah. There you go. We've kind of touched on this question a little bit about like previously, like how long ago that you started singing and stuff like that. But I guess like, when did you start writing your own music? Because it's different from like singing stuff and kind of whatever. But when did you start actually like writing it down and really wanting to like bring those words to life?
So it took me a while. Because like I said, I've sang forever, but I never told my story or my stories until actually fairly recently. Like I would say like after I did Idol, after I was cut from Idol, I did some other things and like, some other reality stuff, and that just wasn't for me. Like I don't want to. I as much as like I love the process and meeting the people I did, and I have lifelong friends from it. That's not the route that I wanted, and it just one of my friends was just like, you have to sit down and tell your story. Have you ever written anything? And at that point, I hadn't. And it's always something that was in the back of my mind. And I think I've been saving things. Like my brain kind of picks up things to hold and keep in a filing cabinet somewhere. And I was like, I never have. I've always thought of writing to be like this big thing over here that I didn't want to pay attention to because it was going to overwhelm me or consume me. And I maybe I wouldn't be good, but at least if I didn't try it, I would have the fantasy of it. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so, just one day in 2000, I think it was like 12 or 13, I sat down and I started writing, and I just haven't stopped. And you realize that when you don't say anything, you have a lot to say.
Yeah.
And it all came out. And so fairly recently, I guess, ish. So yeah.
Nice.
That's so awesome. Love that.
I wish I could be like, I was writing at age 8 and I wrote my first single at age whatever.
No, it's more authentic this way.
I was like,
good.
that's not realistic. Come on now.
Yeah.
We could be like, I like macaroni and cheese.
Right. And everyone falls asleep and I'm just talking to myself.
You're like,
Got it.
so now we have more like Passionflix related questions for you. So
Okay.
these won't get us in trouble with Allie. We made sure they won't get us in trouble.
I feel just real quick, like I feel so there's so little that I can say about some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad on Instagram and everyone, like I get DMs all the time about like the song. Can you just like I feel like almost like it's a drug. I feel like it's a drug. Like, I feel like some people are like, can you just slip me just a little bit? Can I
You're like,
and I'm like, oh my God, I can't. And I feel bad because like I want to so badly just to be like, yes, here's the second verse. But like, yeah, it's just funny. You guys are also super supportive. I have to say, like, first and foremost, like, thank you to like you guys and to all like the fans of the film.
yeah.
Wonderful. Everyone's been so wonderful and so all about being connected and like genuine and authentic. And I love this. So absolutely fire away with your Passionflix question.
We made sure they were alley proof, so we're good. Hopefully. Weird. All right, Miss Brittany, go ahead. Speaking of alley.
Oh my God. So Allie and I met years ago, like when I first moved to LA, because I'm from North Carolina. I'm not sure if you guys knew that, but like I'm from North Carolina, moved out here when I did like Idol and everything way back in the day, and moved out here. I had a group of friends and I met her through that group. And we would basically, like when I first moved here, I was like, I'm gonna be like a real singer, I'm gonna write, like I'm gonna do all this stuff.
Yeah.
I got here and I was just like, I did the Idol thing. I was like,